of the vultures. My problem with vultures is I tend to blow myself up more than I blow up the enemy. So I kind of shy away from vultures a little bit because, well, I just don't use them very well. That's something I really need to work on. You'll see he's pumping out of one gateway, so he's got his dragoons queued up. He probably really should be going out of two. He's still not researching anything. He's not doing any tech up of any sort except for you know, buildings, which is going to hurt him a little bit coming up here. Actually, it's going to hurt him a bit, I guess you could say. And I'm just trying to start to put out tanks. I'm still going kind of slow because I didn't get my expansion going fast enough, so my minerals aren't coming in at an extremely huge rate, and I don't have a lot of workers going. I definitely don't have the 2-to-1 going that I really should have at this point. Why? Yes, I'm a noob. But I'm kind of proud of myself looking at the resources here because I don't have a huge amount of extra resources like I often do at this point. Looking at him, he's got a couple stargates going, but you notice there's no production. He's got lots of minerals, lots of gas. He's not building anything at this point. He's just got his cannons down there, and I don't know if he doesn't know if he can build more or if it's just a multitasking thing. I'm getting a science. The science lab was so that I could get that science vessel out, obviously, and then I started building a physics add-on so that I can get battle cruisers if I want to. So yeah, I still don't think he's building there. He gets a fleet beacon so that he can start getting carriers, but he doesn't start building carriers right away, and it might have made a difference for him, maybe not. He starts to research, you know, +4 max interceptors, but while he's, you know, the whole research is going on, he's got plenty of minerals to build carriers, but he's not building anything. I don't know if it would have made a difference in the long run. I guess someone watching this might be better able to tell. You'll see what goes on here. I'm still building up my tank forces, getting my supply up. I don't use my starport anymore. I probably should have started building something, like at least one battle cruiser or something to come in and help mop up stuff. Would have really helped against the carriers he eventually gets out. Not that my guys really needed help, as you'll see. So I scanned him to see if he's got any more units there, and I see that he's basically got those dragoons. And I'm like, okay, alright. So it's time to move in. It's time to smoke this homeboy. Now you gotta keep in mind, the reason I'm playing Terran, I love Zerg. If I pick a race, I typically pick Zerg. But I just played him in a game, and maybe I'll post it later in that other game I mentioned, but I went in and just totally decimated with my Zerglings. Took all his stuff out before he even got his first Marine, and he called shenanigans on me, and so I'm like, alright, I'll try a different race against you, because I'm not near the level of Zerg as I am with Protoss and Terran. Of course, that's like saying basically that on a scale from 1 to 10, my Zerg is 2, and my Protoss and Terran are probably a 1. Maybe 2 and 3. Depends on who you're comparing me to. If you're comparing me to ICCU players, it's more like a 0.1 to 0.5 rate. You know, that's about the difference. When I play those people, that's what it feels like anyways. So, he's not building anything there, doesn't have anything coming out of his stargates, but he is, strangely enough, building photon cannons along the edge. I'm not quite sure what he was afraid of happening if he thought it was going to come in by air. He was sadly mistaken. You'll notice the big clump of people coming in through the middle there. Yeah. He's not prepared for this at all. And I almost feel sorry because he just barely finishes this nexus, finally notices that he has zealots, brings them down, and what should appear but a big, massive tank tanks lay down, and BAM! I almost felt sorry for him here. I pick up my tanks to move him in. He decides to go after my tank. This is all while they're sieging. Of course, he has no chance with all these tanks. So take this thing out and watch this. They come out and BAM! What's the first thing I'll go for? The Pro. I mean, really? So I bring in my science vessel so they can see, and they start just, nuking this guy. At this point, he didn't have a whole lot of chance. He does have carriers up there, I think, already, and he's trying. I don't know if he has carriers. I'm not sure he's actually building interceptors for him. So at this point, I'm still trying to pump out tanks back at my base. I'm not worried too much about militia, though I'm guessing I probably should have. Yeah, so he's got carriers coming finally. Still not upgrading any of his tech. I guess I didn't do a whole lot of that myself. It took me forever to finally actually remember to build my armory. I sent my guy over there. Ah, there it is. And then I finally built the armory, and I didn't. And I never used it. I didn't actually bother upgrading any of my units. So I'm sitting there smoking. Here he comes. Okay, so he gets like 1 or 2 interceptors per carrier and moves down to attack me. I guess, yeah, he wanted to defend his base, but at the same time, that's really not a lot of interceptors. So they don't do him a whole lot of good. The interceptors come out and they pretty much start getting smoked by the Marines. You see they just start getting blown up, and he's got to build more and more interceptors. I'm bringing in more tanks. Now, I see that he's got carriers, and so I'm like, whoa, I don't know how many he's got. And so you'll eventually see here, I start to pump out Goliaths. It turns out I didn't use the thing, but if you'll notice, my Marines are down there, they're just blowing the carriers away because they have nothing to defend themselves. This poor other carrier finally, well, I guess he was going to hightail it, but doesn't. He gets blown up, and his interceptor gets blown away. At this point, he's pretty much got no defenses left. He tries to get out another carrier, as you'll see in a second. Yeah, moving on in. Getting ready for some boom boom. I love how the tanks tend to target one thing first, even if it's not necessarily the biggest threat. So he's got a carrier going, he starts building stuff, and then he just takes off. This carrier just takes off for the other side of the map. And I guess he's trying to save it, but, not a lot to save anymore. I don't think he has any probes left at this point. He doesn't have no way to recover from this. It's pretty much a GG moment. Yeah, I finally noticed that I've got my science vessel down there, and I eventually bring him up to go scout for any other buildings he might have had, or any expansions he might have done that I didn't know about. So yeah, there I've got Goliaths coming, and you'll notice they're not building right now because I've hit my unit cap. I did mention that I tend to be very bullish about my unit cap with cannons. So yeah, there. That's the end of the game. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it.